we on? You got it? Hello, here we go. Right, we're at the start line. Mitch, how you feeling, friend?
Yeah, good as. Yeah. So, yeah, let's get it done.
Look, it's a bit of a wild Hattah this year, mate. How did you feel coming into it?
Nah, it looked good. I knew it was going to be a little bit wet, but yeah, it is what it is.
How did the track form up for you on that kind of first lap, the siding lap, towards when you actually started racing?
Yeah, it was still slick, but at the same time, you still lay into it, so.
Did it zap all the power out of the bike? Were you finding it struggled in certain sections?
Nah, I stayed on top and yeah, let her eat.
Well, that's the way it is. What's your game plan for now, mate? Are you going to try and just push out as far as you can and hold that, or are you going to kind of contain some of that energy and push later on in the day?
No, I want to get a good gap and just hold it there and just, run my own race.
Well, look, man, I'm excited to see what you're going to do. Hopefully you can hold up. You've got a big field in front of you, mate. It's always exciting with Hattah. I hope you can just hold the wedge, mate, and get to the end.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Beautiful. All right, we're going to keep walking down.
Hold it closer to your mouth.
We're going to hold it closer. How are you, my friend? How you feeling?
Yeah, really good.
How'd you go this morning?
Not too bad. Wasn't the cleanest run, but yeah, happy with how I go.
It seems to be a wild track at the moment. It seems lots of kind of lines opening up everywhere. How did you actually manage to get through so fast? Because it seemed that a lot of people were crossing up and getting in everyone's way.
Yeah, it's kind of just staying a lot preservative, and yeah, just choosing your lines correctly.
How are you going with the suspension setup? Now, I know I can see that you're on some good stuff with On Point. How did your testing this week lead into today?
Yeah, I didn't really do a whole lot. I got it pretty good within the first day, so yeah, didn't do much riding this week, but yeah.
Dale's a bit of a wizard, I guess. He knows what he's doing by now. This time in the race, it's kind of going to be one of those sprints to get out in front. Is that kind of your style as well? Do you like getting that sprint format, or are you more of an endurance style rider?
Nah, definitely more of an endurance rider. Yeah, I love the cross countries.
Well, mate, I look forward to seeing what you're going to do, and hopefully we're going to see you at the end on the podium as well.
Thank you.
All right, we'll keep walking down. All right. What's going on, my friend?
Oh, just a bit of racing, yeah.
Bit of ride, a bit of racing today.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty solid.
Look good out there. Bit dense. Put your game plan.
Yeah, just try to find lines around everyone and just make the most of it, really.
Hard. I guess it's always kind of trusting the bike on that first lap. Your siding lap doesn't really give you a full idea of how the sand's going to form up. Have you raced in a wet before?
No, not really.
Did you get pre-running?
Yeah, I've been training all week. Done heaps of riding, really.
So that helps with this bike setup. What's your plan for today, mate? You're going to go and try and push as hard as you can up?
Yeah, I'll just stay conservative and try not to crash, and we'll see how we go.
The crash, that's a good one, man. Well, good luck. We'll look forward to seeing you at the end, my friend. Oh, get out of here, mate. Get out, fella. What's going on?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm not racing, mate. You look a bit wet and damp, man. How excited are you for now?
Oh, yeah, I'm keen as. Coming off last year, got a lot of momentum going my way. I'm keen as, yeah.
Busy race. It's a lot for today.
I'm going to just see how the first few laps pan out, and then after the pit stop, probably give it a good push and see how we go.
You're going to pit today?
I'm underneath Cox Auto 10. I'm probably going to pit lap 3, I reckon.
That seems the way it's got to go. See, full, all your fuel calcs. Does lap 3 kind of give you the amount to be able to push it all the way?
Yeah, definitely will. I sort it out, go lap 3, not fill it to the top, just get it to a good level, and yeah, then you just, sick for the rest of the race, yeah.
It's long between laps, so 3 laps to go all that time. Do you have a game plan to go to the third lap? Are you pushing on lap 3?
Yeah, that's to see how the race pans out, but I reckon I'll start, trying to get up close and, go for the win there, yeah.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. We're going for the win, so hopefully see you then. We'll talk soon. All right, here we go. All right, fella, how we doing?
Good.
I'm very good. How are you finding today, mate? How did you find this morning?
Track's pretty good. I like the pretty good.
It's good. It's wet, mate. There's some sections where it kind of got pretty deep with the mud, especially around coming into the pit area here. Have you had much experience in that kind of condition?
Yeah, well, a couple of weeks ago down sitting for the AORC, it was a bit of a mud fest, but other than that, not too much.
Well, it's hard to get experience here. Being here and kind of seeing how it's forming up. Is this kind of what you expected? And was it the way you set your bike up for?
Yeah, well, we haven't done a heap of testing on this bike because I was supposed to be in the 125, but blew it up, so...
Big boy moves. Why the... Well, fair enough, mate. Well, it's worked so far. You're at the pointy end. Now you've got to kind of get the goggles on and get ready to race. Beautiful. See you soon.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep going. Okay. What's going on? Hey.
Yeah. got a decent prologue, so we'll see how we go.
It was a good run. It's a tough run. It's such a deep field. How did the bike handle up for that kind of sprint format for you?
Bike handled great, actually. I got everything dialed during the week, so yeah, handled really good.
So what are you running on this one to be able to keep it kind of competitive?
I think I'm running a 14:46, I believe.
Yeah, right. Okay, and that works in the longer straights, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it's good.
And it gives you enough to be able to pull up onto that kind of deeper sand. And it didn't seem to have any. You got bald, a loss of power.
I was pulling really, and
You'll be on the podium. All right, we're gonna just wait. Yep. Do this one. Oh. Right, we're back. We're back in the booth. Everyone's lining up. It's very exciting. Greg is actually in that first buggy that's going to be leading the riders off, so he's going to have some really cool footage and some stories. But here we go. Race day, big wheels, they're off. Look at them. Oh, it's just holding that line perfectly. The camera guy is absolutely peppered. You can see them justling, really pushing to get ahead. Obviously, a lot of difference to the small wheel, the little ones coming out. These bikes are bigger. We're starting to get into the real territory of kind of where the pros are, and we're really getting to see some speed. We're hearing those bikes. We're a lot more four-strokes. Still the two-strokes out there, which got a soft spot in my heart for, but these four-stroke, it's definitely what they need in the desert. Really kind of strong, torquey bikes to pull them up. You can see that absolute spray. If you look at that live feed, Greg is in there, head down, trying to keep out of it. We got our first female competitor there as well, Lorna Locke. She's done so well to be that high on the Yamaha. Really stepping it up as well, being on the Jess Gardner team with Jeremy Carpentier, which is phenomenal to see her so high up and out with a big, strong family, the Locke. So congratulations to her to get that high. We're really looking at this track too. We're kind of seeing that it's really holding together quite well. Oh, a bit of a bingle, bit of a Barney there at the corner, but the track's holding up really nice. It does seem to not be drying out, but it's not getting any wetter. The moisture's kind of just sitting in the ground. It's a lot of the bikes I went out to and had a look at really show that the mud was definitely not clumping. It wasn't holding onto the bike, which makes the bike heavier, can make it harder to turn, but there was a lot of wear on the bikes. A lot of it in the chains and the front sprocket especially really took a hammering. So it is interesting to see how these bikes are going to hold up on the longer format, especially the bigger bikes, because they are just going to get absolutely obliterated. We've got a bike down actually on the starting line. Oh, you hate to see that. Hopefully he's all right. He just spun out. Oh, there's another bike not starting. Oh, it's mayhem. But it's a great indicator of what these juniors are going to be able to do when they get older, when they get into the senior ranks. This is how the seniors start. So for them, this is an awesome experience to really understand exactly what it's like to race in the big show tomorrow. And as we can see, you can see great detail here about how important it is to try and keep tucked into the back of them. If you want to get a good start, if you want to get away clean, you've really got to tuck in behind. So you don't let the rider beside you kind of cut you off. And once again, with it being so muddy and kind of so slippery, to hold that line in there is very, very difficult. So we're about to watch some amazing racing. This is the future of the sport, and this is what I get most excited about, is watching these ones come through, because, oh dear, bike's down. Oh, yellow flag out, and the drone even took a hit there. That's it must be a pretty dangerous area. Next wave coming through, really holding it flat there. We're getting down to the back part of the track, but tell you what, there are a lot of movers and shakers this far down the track. It's not always at the front. We keep talking about how important prologue is if you really want to get ahead, but there's a lot of people who cannot prologue, and unfortunately, that is just part of racing. To be able to prologue is not easy. It's a sprint. And a lot of riders, they are not sprinters. They are endurance riders. So they're great for the hour 2, hour 3, hour 4. So for them to be pushing in a sprint format at prologue doesn't always happen. And the intensity you need to ride at prologue is so incredibly high. And some riders just don't have it, myself included. So when it comes to riding, the prologue, yes, it does set the kind of pace for what the day is going to be in regards to leading out, but it doesn't always mean that that's what's going to happen throughout the entire day. Well, we're watching this track get absolutely blown wide here. They're really trying to find all the lines. As we can see, there's great to see spectators on the side of the track here. The footage at the moment is just phenomenal. Seeing all these sections of the track, really watching how they... Oh, that was close to the line. That was close to the pegs, but you can see how the track's also forming. This will be a big kind of sign for how tomorrow is going to be. When those seniors hit it, it's going to get absolutely blown apart. So it always kind of... It depends. It depends on the riding, depends on the condition, but it does hold its line pretty good. This one, you can really see that a lot of the tracks are starting to form up. A lot of those ruts are kind of starting to get bedded in, but they're not as bad as I said, as I expected. I was expecting it way worse. And actually, joined back in the commentary box is our man on the front line. Greg, how was that?
Mate, that was unbelievable. I have been showered, not champagne showered, but I've been showered in the most rich clay and earth and what have you, and the sensation of being as the bikes came around us in that start vehicle was something else, mate. That was beautiful, an amazing experience. Very lucky to do that. The vibration through you, and then obviously they're all taking off. You watch that laser focus just straight down the track. They are amazing. Some of them are spinning the wheels in the mud before we are even like sort of our back wheel by their front wheel. They are on it, ready to launch. Yeah, straight away. It was amazing. Really, really. A lot of that mud, mate. A lot of people pay a lot of money in the city for that kind of mud to be all over them. So I'm glad you got some, my friend. You're going to have a part of Hattah with you for the rest of your life. What I did get a chance to have a look at, and you would have observed this too, because you're more in tune to it than I am, but certainly once I get through the kind of out of our, let's call it like a stadium section there, and then starting onto the track proper, the track has a nice kind of condition to it now compared to what we began the day with. You can tell the change in that after the nice little bit of weather we've had here today so far, and just what's happened with the track activity and so on. It's good there. It's amazing. It shows how rich this dirt is, but how the dirt is held together by the moisture, but it's not like wet enough for it to start clumping and mudding. So it's at that perfect consistency at the moment. Let's just hope nothing that you say will change that in regards to weather. A couple of people asking on the live stream just around track length. We detailed before what it was for the junior small wheel. It's a little bigger for this one, isn't it? The competitors, I think it's maybe about 23 k's roughly for this one. So that's correct. Yeah. And again, we're scheduled for approximately 6 laps of this race, so we'll keep you updated. We're only 6 minutes into it. My thanks to Jeremy Cowley there for holding fort while I got to experience something really amazing
I
about
just
this
wanted people
race.
to know where you were.
Oh,
and then
thank you.
so they
I
could
didn't
look
bail
back.
on you.
I wanted them to see, that little black helmet. Yeah, that's our man
me.
Greg.
That's me. It didn't take much arm twisting, let me tell you, when
not at all.
when Shannon came in and
Hopefully
said, hey,
we can get you into Morris buggy, because then with the seniors, that's something even more impressive to
bet.
watch that and to feel that as well, because that big 500 is just ready to rip the earth apart.
crowd is building here. We are on the Benuna Road, and the cars that are lining the side of the road, and then within the venue, and you can just see there the volume of people that are now wandering through and having a look. That's me there with the phone with the phone out. Thanks to the team from Segway as well for their help here. It was just something else.
The cameraman came past as well, the window, as you came in, and he was absolutely covered in it. So I was glad that you both got to experience that.
He's just knocked on the door here. I think he has some of the stuff needed as we take a replay of the start here. And thank you to our partners who've made our replays and the live stream coverage possible. Yeah, he's in full clean-up mode at the moment with our camera that we use I'm ducking down there. I'm like, right, now I'm showered. I'm trying to stop it getting in my eyes and all over my jeans and whatever else. But look at it, the wave after wave of them being let go here. They're on the throttle. Look at them, just unreal.
And we're talking about Lorna Locke here, the first of the females. It was great to see her so high in the pack, but she comes from a very, very stellar family of riders. I mean, her brother Kogan Locke is riding up tomorrow with the seniors. Her dad and mum are just absolutely phenomenal in the scene.
Who you had on the pod very recently, and there's a rich that history, or that tapestry, if you will, of the family's motorcycle racing. As we take a look at a little incident there. I think there's trials, competition, and all sorts within that family, isn't there?
Yes, absolutely.
And a good, maybe a tough story that you can perhaps share, but a wonderful example of the way the motorcycling community came together for that family too. Hey, and supported
absolutely.
them. So,
their Locke family, they had a shed fire, unfortunately, and so that really put them back a long way. And it was great to see the community come together and really help out. And obviously, they lost a lot. They lost a lot of things and a lot of possessions. But as Kogan said, they actually just lost a lot of history. I mean, that's a long time. We all have a shed, and we all have a lot of things that just kind of gather in there over the years. So to lose that is super hard.
Yeah, and I mean, people coming out of the woodwork from 20, 30 years prior to support them in that recovery. So, right, while our fans at the venue here get to wander around and have a look at some of the setups from the big teams and so on, we're going to take a little break in our coverage here. We'll come back toward the mid to late point of this first lap and bring you up to date on what is happening in junior big wheels.
You think I can't break this ground?
You think a girl can't do it?
You think I can't dig deep? You think I can't tear down these walls?
Clear a path?
Build bigger?
Go off-road?
And turn your lawn
into my territory?
You think I can't make the impossible?
Possible? Watch me.
Watch me.
The Hattah Desert Race is something really special to this region. It brings thousands of people through our backyard, pumps millions into our local economy and gives locals access to one of the best events in the country. At Millewa Quarries, we've always been about supporting this community. We've worked in this community for over 25 years. So when the opportunity came to become the naming rights sponsor of Hattah, we didn't hesitate. We're proud to put our name on it, and we'll see you out there.
Our live stream coverage of the Millewa Quarries Hattah Desert Race 2026 continues, nearing the end of the first lap for our junior big wheels, and we'll update you on the state of play. There are a couple of you asking via the live stream a little bit about what's happening in relation to the schedule for the day as well. I think there was, which one of you wasn't there? I'm trying to pick. It's Jack QX9UT asking when is the top 10 shootout. Well, we can tell you that the official start for the prologue for the seniors is scheduled roughly, and the team here have been doing a very good job of keeping things to the minute by minute to the schedule today. The prologue for them should start at 2:20, and we're looking at around a 3:45 start for the top 10 shootout for you. So I hope that helps. That's their East Coast times, obviously, for Eastern Standard Time. So Mitch House leading the way in this one from Levi Rossi and Nate Munro, and not much in it at the end of that first lap. It's 14.8 seconds to Rossi, Nate Munro 3.4, and then Jet Avard is right there, only 0.365 behind Nate Munro in that fight for third. Nate Wildy rounds out your top five, then Riley Delaney, Chase Weston, Lachlan Vincent, Declan Smart and Malachi Middleton. They're your top 10. First lap leader, completion of the first lap for junior big wheels, Mitch House by 14.8 seconds. Nice job, but it is very close beyond that. And you drift back to, what are we talking there, sort of 7th place. There's not much in it. It is only the first lap. Back on the gas, watching Mitch House, I think that is from on high, our race leader. Couple of other times starting to come through. Kieran Cherry is coming through in 21st there at the moment. I'm giving you outright numbers. Obviously, there's some class results that we can update for you along the way. Great to see the crowd lining the track like that. Decent crowd in place for the 2026 race, and it's going to get even bigger as the day progresses here, and certainly into tomorrow for the big one for the seniors. Watching that as Cherry heads back out. 21st place, Kieran Cherry. Now, was that just a little check of things from the team there, or was that a cause for concern around the throttle? Maybe just Kieran wanting to get back out there, a bit of eagerness, if you will. Harrison Marsh on the 30 coming through. I think Marcus Street there on the 305. 5 to go. People looking over shoulders as they get the chance to wind the throttle open again and get into the second lap of the race. Cool view from on high from our drone. That gives you an even greater perspective as you can see some of the lakes and dams around the area and how full they are at the moment from that recent rain.
Well, you would have just seen them come through the top section as well. They looked super good. They were so smooth. Those bikes were looking fantastic all the way through. I think they're really pushing this year to try and get out as far as they can to get that pace away in space. You can see that moisture is definitely out there, but it's just not reacting the way we expected. And with these bigger bikes, it can really dissipate that moisture as far along as it can.
We have some special guests with us here in the commentary box. Who have we got that's come for a potential audition? Have we got some people wanting to audition?
My partner brought us some lunch, mate. So we got us some lunch, and then my boys here, they've come along to watch because obviously they want to be a part of it next year. But I said we just got to scope it out first before I sit them in the deep end.
Awesome, boys. Welcome. Hope you're enjoying the racing so far. This is what it's all about. Great family sport, this. So, starting to look at some of the other numbers further down the order. Huge field of competitors in juniors this year. And then lots of different storylines through the different divisions, the different categories. We're at the pointy end of the junior competition, if you will. Those that are a little bit older than we saw in small wheel there before. And bikes are bigger in some respects too. So, bigger capacity. We give them a bit more to play with. We get it back down to that kind of walking pace. Again, now they get to unleash it. They get that flag wave, and away they go again.
We're really seeing, because it's so wet over the years in the dry stuff, we can see the back end twitch a lot, really move around.
Oh,
beautiful
what a
views.
shot.
Yeah, absolutely. They're really putting it out there. You can see those dunes forming up. A lot of those dunes will be in the main race as well. So they really you get to see exactly what these riders are going to do. It's not just flat turns. There's some big dunes where they get some pretty big air, but also on the other side of that, we're going to watch a big kind of whoop get formed in here. Big kind of, where they land, you see them get back on their pile. We're seeing that roost in that bottom right corner. That then creates a nice big hole there. And unfortunately, that can be a lot of undoing for a lot of riders. They can hit that at full noise, and it's kind of end of days.
Said with some envy in the voice, I reckon I could sense that.
100% this year, 100%. It looks like the kind of the time to race would be this year. The conditions just look perfect.
Do you, as a rider, I mean, it's a lot to take in, a lap of 23 k's. Do you get to a point where maybe third lap or something, things are starting to look a little bit more familiar, what you might be able to hold things a bit wider? I mean, that is compounded by lappers and traffic and things like that, but you do get a familiarity with the track.
Absolutely, and a lot of times these guys will walk the tracks as well to kind of get a familiarisation with them. There is certain times though, after experience, you'll know how tracks form up as well. Now, this isn't the first time for a lot of these riders. They know how this track is. They know where it goes. It doesn't deviate that much every year. It kind of stays in the same area. So if you get to do it a few times, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to work out really well. And it is true. Through your first lap, it is a kind of just a faster siding lap, really. You know, you want to push, but as I said before, your bike's not set up as well for the first lap. Your bike's most likely set up for the last half of your race, where you're fatigued, where the track is trying to kill you, where everything else, all the other riders are trying to kill you. That is when your bike works the best.
The centre of, let's call it the centre of town, our town that's emerged, our pop-up that's emerged here for the race. That is going to get busy when some pit activity, if you will, happens, when the riders might need a little moment of refreshment for themselves, and when the bike might need something as well. Gee, it's busy there. There's a rider down, I think.
Yeah, they just laid it down. These are those corners I was talking about where momentum is key. It is a very tight corner, but you need to come in as fast and hot as you can to be able to keep the momentum where you're not hitting the brakes. If you hit your brakes too far, exactly the same reason. If you come in and you hit those brakes, your front tyre gets incredibly heady. You're transitioning the weight from the front tyre, of your back tyre to your front tyre. In deep sand, it's skinny. It'll just push you out and you'll just dive into it. And that's all about keeping that momentum, keeping that drive. So your front wheel does stay planted, does point you in the right direction, but you can still drive enough through it.
Gotcha.
That's what Google tells me anyway.
Well, a few bravery pills maybe for
mate,
the day.
I don't envy those corners. I tell you what, they're hard and they're deep. So, and once you start getting those whoops in those corners, you can kind of see here, it makes it 10 times harder to try and keep that front wheel planted all the way through.
Got some junior encouragement awards too that I think have been brought to us by Total Tools for the weekend, so we thank them for that, celebrating the kind of the spirit of Hattah. They're looking at things around, like outstanding sportsmanship, respect for fellow competitors, officials and volunteers, and that kind of determination and resilience that you've been talking about as well, that we will see in evidence, really. Oh, that is wide. That is wide.
Oh, that's sneaky wide. Unfortunately, we have drones to catch that kind of thing too. But that's all a part of it. You sometimes you just cook your straights too much that it can bind you up, and your back wheel just gets so bound up that when you hit the brakes, you'll just slide, and there's nothing you can do about it. That one may be a little bit of a race line that we talked about before. A little bit of exhibition of
an escape plan, an exit stage right. We're going to grab a commercial break here. They're working hard. That is a tough way for the day to end for that junior. Good to see that they're A-OK. A break here. Back with more Millewa Quarries Hattah Desert Race 2026.
You feel most alive where you feel most at home. And this is living. Bobcat, the company that changed the way the world works, is coming home with a quality compact tractor built to match your quality of life. This isn't work you have to do. It's work you get to do. So get it done in a tractor that's all you. See your dealer or visit bobcat.com.
The new Segway Powersport ATV and UTV side-by-sides have arrived. The Snarler ATV range is engineered for rough conditions on Aussie farms and built tough to work alongside you with exceptional towing and hauling capabilities. Need more grunt? Our 1000cc side-by-sides lead the pack with safety, technology and come in a 3 or 6-seat option. All backed by a 2-year factory warranty and a nationwide dealer network.
Mitch House back in shot as our coverage of the Hattah Desert Race 2026 continues. Our race leader, one shot of the 34, the Yamaha. Watching the performance of the motorcycle as it came in under brakes there into that left-hander.
And this is what we're going to try and help you understand a little bit too. Watching these bikes go into the corner, we can really watch. I know it's hard not to kind of just be amazed with how they're doing it, but if you really want to start breaking a bike down, start watching the front wheel, the rear wheel towards its chassis, how they're moving, how it's actually transferring the power into the ground, things like that. We can really see how the bike wants to squat, how it sits out. He's doing such a phenomenal job piloting that absolute weapon through the desert, through the sand. This is all part of it, and this is what the great footage helps out a lot. A lot of times people will watch this kind of stuff to be able to explain how the bike's handling and what they need it to do better.
A couple of you firing in on YouTube with some comments. Thank you for those. One here, I think, from Mason C6R. These kids are ripping. You absolutely are spot on there. And a few of you commenting about how much you're enjoying the bikes. As our race leader comes in. I think there was a hand signal there. Was that no?
So what that is your visors. What you do is you pull a little bit of string, a little
gotcha.
wiper comes
Gotcha.
across and cleans it. So
I thought he was signalling ahead there.
yeah, he
Sorry.
probably was.
Thank you.
Clear my goggles. So no, that's what that is. That's just all part of that goggle cleaning process, which is really important for these guys because they don't always get to change goggles on the track, and you're going to go through sections where you're just going to get absolutely sprayed. That is why it's so important to get those goggles clean mid-race, and sometimes they don't get their hands off until now.
138 is Levi Rossi coming in there in second place, and it's a closely fought battle for second at the moment. You can see that he's got his hands full. It's a comfortable margin. We'll update the final margin once the slow run through our stop area here, our pit area, if you will. Once that's complete, and just give you a sense of what the lead looks like. They, just like the junior small wheel, they observe a slow pace through here, a safe pace. We've got to do that with safety in mind for the teams that are gathered around them. And now, once he gets that flag wave, he'll get the chance. There you go. Now he can unleash the Yamaha, and away he goes again.
It's that big breath moment, getting ready, compose yourself, go, okay, this is it. We're going to do it. We're going to push now, and then off you go. Great to see so many spectators now really lining
social
the field.
media overload. I love it. I mean, there's so many good reasons between these aerial pics that we're bringing you to what you're seeing from the ground. Now, they're safely back, as you can see on the left of your screen. They're about 6 metres or thereabouts from the edge of the track, but still some great vantage points to watch the bikes through some very tricky terrain.
It's a real battle. Now, the track has been washed out. It's been really kind of rutted. A lot of lines have been chosen from the juniors, which don't also suit the seniors. So there's a lot of times where things like that will be a struggle, that the lines that have been cut in for the junior or the small wheels won't suit the big wheel bikes, so they're going to have to cut across them and cut their own ones.
What does that mean for the seniors that are still to come by the time they arrive?
Yeah, look, usually not much, because these bikes now, the bigger wheel bikes, they're kind of going to run the same lines and cut them for the big bikes. There can be some situations, though, as with other riders that will form up a bit differently, but for this one, these big wheels are the junior big wheels anyway. They've got more of a task to really cut and define those lines that may have been brought up because of the little wheels.
Given what was so different for the previous group that came through, that set the tone for the day. It's a day for the juniors here Saturday. This is the big wheel competition. Those that are more in their teens, on bigger bikes. There are various different divisions as well, and we have been updating on the screen some of the different class results for you on the live stream. Someone asking, I think they're Marlene, it might have been asking if we can go a fraction slower in relation to the display. Now, I'm not sure if you're meaning that as for the on-screen graphic or whether you're meaning that on the speed hype timing. So we've passed that on for you, though. It's not something I'm in control of, nor should I be. Technically. Great look at the lineup of people there and what it's like. So hard for the riders in the chase. They're absolutely showered in the background, as you can see there. And look at the way your hand reaction was all about the front of the motorcycle there, wasn't
Just
it? So
back up and down. I mean, that's the hard thing about these bikes, getting them to settle. When we get to the bigger bikes and to the pros, we're really going to see the difference in how those bikes move, bucking. I mean, it's interesting when they come out of the pits right now. Watch their footage here. You watch their back tyre really kind of get booted sometimes because there's some ruts forming in them. That's just because of that throttle on and off, on and off. Once that throttle digs into the ground, it's just going to set ruts, and it is interesting where whoops will form because of how the dirt is this year. Not always have we had ruts and whoops in that kind of first section. Usually we've just had some really good square edge ruts that go straight through. Now it looks like we're going to get whoops coming out of that section. So it is going to be interesting how the whole track is going to form with that moisture. It hasn't been done in such a long time.
Approaching the 31.5 minute marker, Mitch House doing the last lap in 14 minutes 22 seconds. Best lap we've seen so far. He has an advantage of 36.2 seconds over Levi Rossi. Only 0.3, as you could see there, coming into the slow zone there before, as they came into the service area, the pit area, if you will. It's a very close fight for that second spot on the podium at the moment. Need to watch that closely.
I mean, we're also seeing what I was talking about before, roosting. If we're looking at the riders, the back of them, very clean. No issues at all. The front of them totally covered. We can't even see their front plate or anything. And that's that roost we're talking about. That's where the peppering of all just the rocks getting absolutely obliterated through the race really does take effect. In the dry, I mean, I've seen guys that looks like they've got a rash from head to toe just because of how hard and fast that sand comes in. This year, I mean, they're getting hit with a bit of a heavier rock, so we'll see how that works out for them.
Thank you to the Mototech crew. You can see the sign on the front of one of the pace vehicles as they come through that slow zone. We had a nice night on Thursday evening at Mototech HQ here in Mildura, or just up the road in Mildura, I should say. Only, what are we talking, 50 k's away, and the family there are great supporters, not just of the event, but deeply embedded in the sport too, aren't they? So
it kind of runs in the blood out for people out here. I mean, you're a part of this, or you do your barefoot skiing, or you do your rally, or in Speedway. I mean, Speedway is such a big thing. I mean, I don't know how many international champions have come from Mildura in regards to Speedway, and it's just a part of racing, flat track, and motorcycles just live and breathe out here at Mildura.
Yeah, great. I don't know what the word for it is. Not simulation, that's not the right word, but I mean, it's a great training, great proving ground, if you will, for them, isn't
Environment
it?
of anything. This isn't where you cut teeth. But saying that, we laugh at some riders when they go from here to say, we've had an example, a South Australian round or a Victorian round of off-road or enduros, logs and rocks and things like that are not in the wheelhouse of these riders. So you can kind of get a little stale, and you can become kind of a one-trick pony when it comes to riding. That's why I think a lot of these riders become very versed outside of that and try their hardest to get as much exposure as they can, so they don't just become a sand rider.
What about lead-in events for some of the competitors? I mean, Fink, from I guess a senior perspective, is one of the more recent things, but I mean, Casterton, there's all sorts of things that people have done in the lead up to this, isn't there?
Yeah, there's Casterton, there's Trinidad, there's a whole bunch of races out here, even the local stuff, but there's also just a lot of knowledge in regards to secret tracks around here. They kind of have a lot of testing. Not that I would say ever go do some of those testing tracks, I'm just saying that potentially there's some that I've spent a lot of time on. And I think that's the great thing about this whole area. There's just so much riding that, yes, you cannot ride this track, you cannot ride the racetrack, you cannot ride the prologue track, but there is a lot here that will simulate it. However, a lot of riders nowadays will try and stay away from that, because that's not really a true form of how the track's going to form up through the day. They'll go to find somewhere clean, like Trinidad is a great example. They went and raced that because that track disintegrated badly, but at the same rate a Hattah track would kind of deteriorate. So they went and raced Trinidad so then they could set their bikes for the deterioration of the track to make sure it's going to work. There's no point just going out and going on the worst track possible, because that's not a true comparison to what a Hattah track's going to do.
A couple of big team bosses as well have properties, and it's not uncommon for people to do some valuable miles on those places, isn't it, in the lead up? And they try suspension, try all those sorts of things.
The greatest thing is that you can go to things like On Point Moto and Suspension. Stell, he has access to some great properties, and you go to him for a day and he'll take you to a property where you can train, and he'll set your bike up completely the way it should be done.
I joked with him as we were getting set to venture off for the start there before. I said, kind of quiet week for you, huh?
Who's even worse, because I sent him a set of forks to do as well.
Did you? I love it.
He's always a busy man. I think he had 50 riders this week alone.
Amazing.
From Monday through to Thursday. 50 riders that he looked after. It's the same for a lot of others. There's Choice, there's TuneTech. There's an amazing kind of plethora now of companies out there that can really help. But obviously we've just gone for On Point for the last 7-8 years, because I've just been able to get our bikes exactly the way we wanted them.
For all of them, if only we had $1 for every time their phone rang this week with, I've been thinking about such and such.
Or I accidentally touched the clickers and I've done something wrong.
Right, the leader is inbound, so our camera crew are working overtime at the moment, both in the air and on the ground, to bring you these pictures for the live stream. Thank you to all of our valued partners, headed by Millewa Quarries, but there's more than that, and we'll talk about a few of them. We've been running some of their commercials, obviously, during the coverage. We've got some tremendous, and I mean tremendous, support from all sorts of different companies locally here that are right behind this race, and a massive thank you to the landowners in particular, who are ultra passionate about this race and don't just look upon it as, well, you know, this is what we're doing for 2026. I sense they think about it like what we might need to do to prep for 2030 and stuff like that. That's tremendous.
It's always the kind of longevity of the race. We talk about it. You are coming back to the same track, essentially, but they try and make it as best they can. Because at the end of the day, it's all good to come race it and leave, but it's the importance of coming back over and over again. And we've spoken now to so many organisers about trying to get the most out of a track like this. Hattah is great because it's sand, it's that desert. You can kind of reset every year. Let kind of the environment take over, Mother Nature take it back, reset the track. It's unfortunate not like that for all style of racing, and it does take its toll on the property.
A couple of little updates from fans watching on. Thank you so much for the contribution that you are making to Andrew. I won't read the rest of his handle. He says, Mitch wouldn't know how to get off the gas, and he's laughing. Well, he's doing a great job at the moment, leading it to your point. That's great. Another one here from Alex Kiernan, I think that is. Alex Kiernan asking, how are the outriders and volunteers going? Shannon's with us in the comm box. Are we getting a thumbs up? Are they tired? They're good? They're all good. Apparently. So there's a little update for you, and thank you for your consideration of them, because they have been basically here in the dark this morning, and many of them will not leave until late in the night, because this, as we talked about earlier in the stream, this mobile city will go from one side of Bunara Road to the other tomorrow or overnight for the seniors course. We effectively uproot everything and transplant it across the road. It's an amazing effort by all concerned, so thank you.
We're just unfortunately seeing the ambulance go out, which is never a good thing. It's always hard to watch that. It's been a wild year for racing, so hopefully they're not too bad. And
one thing we can, as you say, first and foremost, we want the rider to be A-OK, whatever's going on there. But they have some very good people and very good measures to deal with things here. And I don't just mean equipment. It's also their planning and their process around all that stuff. They're very impressive. We will talk about that a little more in tomorrow's coverage with the doctor and some of the teams that are here for this. The work that goes on, not just to stage the event and to build the track and so on, extends to that. And they navel gaze. They're constantly looking ways on that side of the game to ensure that the quality of care that we have, if that does happen, and we hope it doesn't, is the best that it can be on the ground here.
All the time. And that's what we want too. We want to know that the riders feel safe and secure, that they're going to have the best of the best when it comes to this, because this is, as all motorsports is, it's dangerous and it has its obstacles and hazards. So it's great to know that we've all got that coverage here.
You can see on the left of your screen there, Mitch House with a lead of 36.2 seconds. That last lap by was 14 minutes. And we're approaching, what are we now? We've elapsed 40 minutes of competition, still 4 laps to go. There's the officials bringing in one of the bikes that I think is no longer in action. Was that, what was it, one of the outriders?
Sweet bike.
Yeah, sweet bike? Yeah. So, back we go. We think this is House. It's a great shot that when it's nice and wide. Shows you how green things are here at the moment and how rich the earth is underneath him. But look at the speed he's carrying. So not getting off the gas, as our viewers said there before in the comments. So true. We'll see what the end of this third lap looks like as well. Last time by, completed it in just under 14 and a half minutes. So does the lappers, does the traffic, does the potential impact on the body, is that starting to take a toll, and is this next lap time a fraction slower? But what is the margin over Rossi? That's all important. And look at how close. We haven't spoken much. I probably need to make a bit of noise about Munro there in third place. Those guys, that pairing, have been split by less than a second for 2 laps now. They've been shadowing each other. That's pretty impressive.
And that's hard as well, coming into the pits. You can come in a little bit gapped, but you can catch them in the pits. I mean, it's, we do have the marshals in to slow you down, but it's depending on how everyone else slows down, you could almost be leaving the same time from the pits as well. So it can be quite a hard thing, and we're talking about lap 3 now. A lot of people are going in for their fuel stops now. This is what we talked about with definitely Mitch. He was going to be looking for that kind of pit around the 3. So it is hard to know, is pitting that time the right time, and it's all about that game plan. Also, it's a psychological thing too, maybe like throwing your opponent off to go, okay, he's lapping, he's fueling now. Yeah. I could keep pushing for another lap, but then for them not to, they've gone another lap. So that can really play a part of the race. And Fink is a big one for it, a big one. I've known teams to put out fake fuel stops.
Throw the
dummy to think that, okay, he's going to be fueling here. If I go to the next fuel stop, I'm going to be okay. And I mean, it happens all the time. It's all about that psychological, because hitting is so important when it comes to these higher levels. Anything can go wrong. We have had fuel being spilled all over the bike, all over the person, the wrong food being given, wrong goggles being put on, which then just completely change how a rider feels in that moment, which then can be disastrous down the end of the race.
You are talking, though, things happening with a sense of urgency, with a sense of haste, and being able to somehow slow all that down, that process, and ensure it happens seamlessly is the goal. But in the heat of the moment, it doesn't always play out like that, does it? So.
No, I was just down at the Simford team, and they've got a great team. Brad Harris runs this amazing kind of race team, and the amount of people in there is just crazy, and they all have their very specific roles, very specific task, and it's always impressive to watch them, especially tomorrow in the seniors. I hope we can get down there and get you into a field stop and just be a fly on the wall.
That's critical. Is that Rossi? Just check the number on that bike.
Oh,
that's Rossi.
no.
That's Rossi coming into the slow area there.
Just in front of us. Oh, yeah, I was looking backwards, tucked the front.
That's second place. Live pictures coming your way in the stream of that happening now. Was in very close company with both Avard and I think Delaney there as well too. So let's, once this Munro even, our director just reminding me that Nate Munro is only another 3 seconds back as well. So that group of 4 riders all fighting for that second place, man, the pressure.
Yeah, and it kind of just, like you said, he was looking back and it just made him tuck the front.
Oh, I feel for Levi Rossi there. I mean,
That's hard.
You're spending that moment. You're conscious of the sound of the other motorcycles. If your awareness is up and you know that it is your competitors that you're fighting against, I don't know if we're going to take another little look at that perhaps from a replay standpoint. When we do, you can diagnose it a little closer for us.
That's it. We see how they've now boxed up. We've come into the pit so close. They're just now going to push. I mean, we're at lap 3 in that kind of regards to maybe fueling, maybe setting up, but it's going to be tight. You're going to be wanting to push as hard as you can.
Mitch standing on the pegs there. Is that a little bit of a body stretch? What is that before you get going again, or he's
just trying to get comfy? It's a long time sitting in the saddle. There's not many times you'd stand up in this race, but it all depends on the rider as well. Like you can see, he kind of stands up going into corners, sits down. Watch how he sits down again. He sits up a little bit because he gets that bike moving. So there's a lot of on-off for him. Maybe standing up was just a way to stretch the legs, get the lactic acid out.
Tell me if I'm wrong here. The observation, he looks fluid on the bike, doesn't he? He looks good at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these riders definitely have their own style. I think that's the greatest thing. Milner is probably one of the best styles that I've ever seen riding. I love his style more than anything. But it all depends on how the rider is, where their strength is, how good their core is. Mitch, over the years I've watched him, he definitely likes to tip the bike in a lot. He really likes to let the bike do a lot of work. He does steer a lot with his kind of the core and his legs. You can really see him push that fluid through, as you would say. But it also depends on fatigue as well. And after a certain time, your arms start to get into it. You really just want to make the bike work however you want to work. Here we go. This is another great fueling technique. We can see how he just kind of slides off the back because he put that in that rut. He can slide in and out easy. You don't have to lift your leg over. You don't have to get caught. He's going to be sucking in all the fluids to try and get as much as he can in, to try and go now the distance, hopefully with the tank that he's got, because these are all running bigger tanks too. Here we are. Oh, absolutely phenomenal. This is great. Peter Stevens' tent.
Great example of what you were talking about before around the style of... Yes.
Yeah, you see how they're all very different.
So Nate leaves, and we might take this opportunity while he ventures back out again to maybe have a little look at that moment for Levi Rossi. So here we go, Millewa Quarries replay, and so looks over the shoulder, and then what happens here?
Yeah, see, perfect. That front wheel just slid out. He was standing up, his body position was okay, but because he was looking back and he could see that his bars were moving a little bit, it then just took a little bite and went straight down.
Depends on how long the stops took and what the net impact is. We're going to update you on some times in a moment, but the key little caveat there is that was Under Siege from Avard, Delaney and Munro. That is a great battle going on for second in this race at the moment. Obviously, House has been able to extend by another, let's call it 10 seconds over the course of that third lap. We've got 3 to go in this one as our cameras in the pit area give you another update.
This is a great pit. This is the first one's coming straight in. It's just around the corner. It's a great kind of see. This is the Peter Stevens team, another amazing team, really dedicated to their riders, really help push it. That's the great thing about it's now shops now. Manufacturers are great, but the shops are really what help push this sport. We have said Dubbo City, Peter Stevens, Empire Motorcycles were here for some point. It's great to have these shops push the riders through.
And I mean, Peter Stevens Motorcycles have been around for decades, mate, haven't they? For a long time. Part of the fabric of the motorcycle industry, if you will, in this country. So more of them making their way through. Now the numbers, of course, I think they've crossed the line and updated our timing prior to that incident, I think, happening for Levi. Is that right? So we may need to wait a little bit here just to see the shakeout from stops and so on, and just see what happens there. But the numbers you can see on the left of your screen there were as they crossed the line. So that is why Levi was looking over the shoulder. I reckon he's acutely aware, unfortunately, when that incident happens, of just how close the fight is at the halfway mark.
Yeah, because he crossed the line, that's when his time was recorded. He's going to have to go all the way back around for us to get a true understanding of what that cost him and if that put him back. But at the same time, he could push now really hard and recover. Yeah. So you never know. This is all a part of it. But yeah, unfortunately, those little mistakes, those 1%ers is what's going to cost you the race.
That's such a true, such a true saying. Look at the way the back kicked then.
Because you can see right in front of the screen there's a bit of a rise there. That's what's kind of unsettling the bike. You want to try and stay as far to that left-hand side as you can to try and ride it through, but if you're forced on the outside, on the right-hand side, you've got to be ready to take that rise, that bit of a wash away, or whoop as we would call it. Oh, into the barrier.
Nearly saved it. Nearly saved it.
That is 100% fatigue. That is one very tired person. You can see just doing a great job though. Absolutely fantastic job.
Nearly caught it. Now we're at the halfway mark. Well, I think we're going to see a bit more of this, aren't we, before the race is done? We don't want that to happen, but just an indicator of how physical this race is. And it's like that generally. If you've not seen...
Well, that's Georgia. She's done a great job to get that far too. So she's doing really well. And as you said before, we're going to see a lot more of it.
Definitely.
I'm tired just watching them. I'll tell you what. And I've had to eat two wraps.
You can't be tired.
I've had 2 wraps, mate. I'm done. I'm going to go for my afternoon nap now.
Different refueling method
this
here.
This is the jug formula. That's got a hose, a jug. Once again, it's all how it works. And this is just a screw tap. And once again, we've seen the ones where it's like a press down lock fit ones. It's all really going to depend on how you want it and how you like your bike set up. And also what fitting you have at the top of your bike. Is it a screw one or is it just one of the quick fits one? Oh no, we'll write it down hopefully.
And the officials, you can see to the right, they're trying to indicate to the competitors to slow, just in case their vision is obscured and they don't realise that rider. We can't make out the number from here, I'm sorry. But
it's got
it going. Great.
There we go. That was close. I think they touched a little bit there. That was intense.
We just before Cherry got back on the bike and took off from the completion of that stop there. I mean, I think we saw a bit of water going in underneath the helmet. Maybe try and just cool the face and
maybe get some of the mud away that's kind of come through the helmet too around down the side. That can cause irritations. I know when it gets up, and especially from the front tyre too. Every now and then the front tyre can kick up a lot of dirt, which can go up into your face. So trying to clear your face a little bit away. You may fog up too. It's quite cool out there. Goggles can fog up, even though we're pushing hard.
Warm
you got
body
some
temperature, etc.
So there's a lot of these little factors that come into it, and try and work it out as best you can. That's one of the Jess Gardner team riders. So great to see them riding. I don't think Jess is riding this weekend actually, which is quite sad. I mean, she's done it for I have no idea how many years. I don't even want to say like 11 maybe, something like that. But it's interesting to see her step away. She now is really helping her team develop the 250s to bring up the smaller bikes, to bring up more female riders. And you know, she'll be always now remembered as the girl that helped Danielle McDonald just absolutely dominate not only Australia but international. It's great to see her and her partner Jeremy, who's had an amazing year as well, coming back for the ARC. So hopefully we can watch them next week. weekend and tomorrow really push the limits.
Most definitely. We're going to grab a quick commercial break here. We're at that kind of crucial halfway mark. More in a moment, live from Hattah.
You think I can't break this ground?
You think a girl can't do it?
You think I can't dig deep? You think I can't tear down these walls?
Clear a path,
Build bigger?
go off-road
And turn your lawn?
into my territory?
You think I can't make the impossible?
Possible? Watch me.
Watch me.
The Hattah Desert Race is something really special to this region. It brings thousands of people through our backyard, pumps millions into our local economy, and gives locals access to one of the best events in the country. At Millewa Quarries, we've always been about supporting this community. We've worked in this community for over 25 years. So when the opportunity came to become the naming rights sponsor of Hattah, we didn't hesitate. We're proud to put our name on it, and we'll see you out there.
So our cameras are picking up the 34 of Mitch House here, who was your race leader. And I reckon there's more to this story, Jeremy, because we have had a change. According to the timing, Avard now leading by 15.8 seconds. Rossi, with that incident we saw on the replay and saw unfold live there before, is now back to third, but still within good striking distance. They're only sort of 4 seconds apart, and it is close. Delaney is right there as well, but a change of race leader. That's the key point.
Well, in the top 5, we're looking at 20 seconds. I mean, top 4, 20 seconds. That's close. I mean, House, Rossi and Delaney, we're in 5 seconds, which is incredibly close when it comes to this, especially at that back section of the track where it can kind of zap a lot of the speed. They're really going to have to rely on momentum to get through it. We're looking at them come in. They're looking still pretty fresh, though. It doesn't look like they're coming in too much to kind of refuel or to refuel themselves as well. They seem to want to be able to go back out and drive, and this is where it's going to be really turned on. This is where that pace will really start picking up. You may not see it in the time, but you're going to see it because the times won't change, and that's the big thing.
I don't know if it was a lapper or whether it was one of the top 5 or 6, but it looked like an almost identical moment for a rider that Rossi suffered on the previous lap, happening right in front of us. But it was on our high shot, so I couldn't, I'm sorry, make out the number for you. But hopefully it's not one of the leading competitors. So the white top that you can see there in the distance, rounding them up there through the left-hander, we believe that's the 44 of Avard, your new race leader.
Look at that line, it's beautiful. He really wanted to fight for that inside line, which pushed that other rider really wide. You can see now he transitions across to the other side of the track to then cut back in. He's really kind of figured out his lines for this race, and that's been the great thing, watching them develop it. This track now, it's completely gone. We're not seeing really any big lines form in the straights, but in those corners, we're getting 2 or 3 really strong corners getting burnt into the track, which is interesting to see.
Gotcha. Message here from Carly Wellington. Come on, Brock Wellington. Now, I'm not sure what the family connection is there. I'm sorry, but what I can tell you is 27th at the moment, and has made up some ground. What has happened there for the 81?
Hopefully a mechanical, and I think if all things for you to stop, a mechanical is probably one of the best ones, because it doesn't mean the rider's down. So hopefully it's just a small thing that you get back going and get back out there. But that's racing too. You never know what's going to happen.
Watching our junior competition on Saturday morning here live. We've done those that have literally only stepped onto a motorcycle in relatively recent time, who are aspiring to be the big dogs of the sport in the years to come, to this next group of teenagers with a bit more power available to them and bigger motorcycles, and we're really enjoying this.
Another one on the front line. Another one down on the just coming in as well. It's just you're getting tired, you get kind of distracted, you're thinking about now what's going to happen in the pits. You forget how to corner, and all of a sudden you can drop it, and they've dropped it right in front of us, unfortunately.
It's happened a couple of times there, hasn't it? So fatigue, a factor now for some of them. 2 laps to go in this race. We've had an hour of competition already, but we have a new race leader.
It's actually really cool. You watch these riders come into the pits, giving each other thumbs up or kind of some form of signal to say those two have had an epic battle somewhere on the track. Those two have gone bar to bar, swap positions, and we always want to look at the front riders, but I tell you what, it's the back ones, it's the ones kind of in the pack that are really fighting amongst themselves. They kind of produce the best stories, and I guess that's what we want the podcast to also show. A lot of the back guy riders are pushing harder as anyone else, and I mean, for that 4 hours, they are professionals in their own mind. So it's great to see they have that same kind of enthusiasm coming into the track when they're racing someone they've probably never ever met in their entire life either.
Little shot of the 72 a moment ago. That's not it there. That's the 36, obviously. But it was Jacob Brewer coming in aboard the gas for McCoy Automotive. So nice and calm here as this all takes place. There was a reminder in the riders' briefing about the secure, making sure that cap was back on safely, tight and securely before the rider sets back off. Jed Avard leading by 15.8 from Mitch House, our early race leader. There is a question mark on that. What happened to House on that last lap? Levi Rossi is third. We know a bit of the story there. Coming into the pits the last time by Riley Delaney, Nate Munro. They are your top 5. And as Jeremy detailed before, there's only 20 seconds covering them. So this is going to be a fantastic fight to the finish. It is not done yet. Who has that kind of inner strength, that inner will or drive.
The inner dog.
The
That's
inner
what it is.
dog,
It's
absolutely.
just the inner dog. Whoever's got that inner dog, that's the one. And I know it's quite a vulgar term. I can understand that, but it's a true representation of what it takes to push yourself to actually make it to where you want it to be. You have to have that dog. You have to have that fight to not only tell your whole brain to stop complaining and your body to stop failing. Get going, get through, and get over it.
Councillor Ali Cupper, the Mayor for the Mildura Regional City Council, was with us last night for scrutineering and mentioned to us that, you know, history shows back in the 1900s that the Mallee region here was known for its grit and determination, the farmers in this part of the world, and you need to channel a bit of that in this race, don't you?
Every bit of it, every bit of it.
We're going to grab a quick commercial break. We'll sneak one in here before Avard, House and Co. re-emerge into sight and we get into the final stages of this race. Hope you're enjoying it. Live from Hattah.
You feel most alive where you feel most at home. And this is living. Bobcat, the company that changed the way the world works, is coming home with a quality compact tractor built to match your quality of life. This isn't work you have to do. It's work you get to do. So get it done in a tractor that's all you. See your dealer or visit bobcat.com.
The new Segway Powersport ATV and UTV side-by-sides have arrived. The Snarler ATV range is engineered for rough conditions on Aussie farms and built tough to work alongside you with exceptional towing and hauling capabilities. Need more grunt? Our 1000cc side-by-sides lead the pack with safety, technology and come in a 3 or 6-seat option. All backed by a 2-year factory warranty and a nationwide dealer network.
Of course, the guys from all of the scrutineering that's going on for the 2026 Millewa Quarries Hattah Desert Race, and the Millewa Quarries part would not have happened if it hadn't been for this guy. Jason Marks, great to catch up with you.
Thanks, Johnny. How are you, mate?
Mate, you know me. It's Hattah weekend. I'm living the dream, aren't I?
Yeah, you're up and about. You'll probably wear a couple of microphones out, no doubt.
Jace, this guy here, obviously with me this weekend, is giving us a chance to, Rusty, of course, bring this fantastic event to the live stream and out to the world, proudly wearing the Millewa Quarries badging this weekend. Rusty, how cool is it so far for you to come down for the first time and actually see this?
Just unbelievable. The roll up here on Friday night, the calibre of riders and machines and so on. But I like all the aspects that we bring to the party here tonight, and I'm immediately intrigued by this amazing machine over your shoulder here. Tell us a bit more about it. How often do you get out on it? And we are going to see it, I think, over the weekend, are we not?
Maybe. Not sure yet. But look, it's a few years in the making. We've sort of got it going this year. We're just doing a few smaller races. We've had some issues, but I think we're getting on top of them now. I've got a big race coming up in Loveday in a couple of weeks. It's what we do when we get off two wheels.
Jace, I want to touch now on the whole piece about the Millewa Quarries bit. You know, obviously with our event now being the naming right sponsor with Millewa Quarries, so good to have a local business that's linked up and now part of this event for us. I mean, it's almost for me kind of almost like a bit of a dream come true to a degree.
Yeah, look, I definitely can't afford to sponsor Hattah, but I want to, because it's a breeding ground for riders that are world class. You know, look at Brashira, Reardon, Norton. These guys are next level. So if we can promote these guys here in Sunraysia and get what I think is the premier event in Australia, how can you not get on board?
Races, I mean, you must have an immense sense of pride knowing the kind of roll-up we've got here this weekend, and to be a part of that, to be driving or supporting that.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm chuffed. I think it's awesome. It's one of the best weekends of the year, and I'm just so proud and happy to be here, be part of it, and our guys that we sponsor as well on their bikes, just to be part of the whole event is unreal.
Jason, just to put it into perspective, there is no event, and I kid you not, Greg, there is no event in the region here in Mildura that brings anything like the volume in the middle of winter. I mean, we're well known for all of our summer activities and all of the ski racing and all the bits that happen over those warmer months. Dead set, smack bang in the middle of winter is this event, and it just draws people to the place, so it must make you immensely proud to be part of that.
Yeah, it does, and I'd like to be part of it for years to come as well. You don't want to be a wash bay in Mildura this week because they're all full of motorbikes and mud, which is awesome.
Can we finish, just I think on behalf of everybody, to you and all of the team at Millewa Quarries, thank you very much for getting behind this event. We know it's a huge event for regional Victoria generally, not just the Mildura Shire. It's bigger than that, and to see you guys kind of leading the charge is excellent. Thank you.
Thanks, Rusty. Appreciate it. Yeah, and have a good weekend.
Exactly right. I think the best advice I can give everybody, as I've been telling you all along, Rusty, it's all about point it, pin it, and play it safe. That's what I reckon. So let's have a great weekend, boys.
Cheers.
Our view from on high picks up what we think is the 44 there, Jet Abbard, aboard the KTM for Cox Auto Service Centre, Bolton's Motorcycles. Our race leader, the question will be now, what is the margin? And has House, who was our leader for nearly the first half of the race, been able to claw back any of that almost 16-second deficit now, having had the race lead for basically the first half?
Now we can see, look, perfect style here, different riders. See how far back he is. See where the back of his bum is, almost over the rear axle compared to the other riders. A little bit more relaxed, a little bit more standy-uppy. So that really shows how hungry he is, and also that style of riding. He's really trying to get as much weight as he can over that rear wheel to get that drive in, to keep that focus of the bike pushing through the sand. You can really see when he comes up to other riders how they're a bit more straight, they're a bit more 90 degree, where he's got that arch, he's got that kind of race pace, his head's down. That is definitely the style of riding that you need when you want to be competing at this level.
He is flying. Just to keep a watching brief too on that fight for 7th place, Kinsella, Morrison, Brewer and Smith, they're separated by, let's call it 30 seconds or thereabouts. There's not much covering that pack of four as they fight for 7th place. So
beautiful. Oh, that was just perfect style.
So kind of compliant, if that's the right word. Wasn't just absorbed it
You see the bike here, see how settled that was coming in. You saw other bikes really dancing around the top. His bike just had that beautiful set face all the way through.
Oh, got our
Holding
attention
it
there.
wide.
Got our attention through the left-hander, right up close to the bales, and then now moves into the slow zone. That's kind of your textbook definition of what, I guess in a circuit racing sense, they do when they've got to slow down to 40 k's an hour, and they will literally jam the brakes on and hit it right on the marker, and he did basically that. It was on the gas, gets the congratulations so far. In fact, that's more motivation, I guess you could say. Great ride. What's the gap? I think that might be updated there, 14 seconds. Rossi, House has dropped back to third. Rossi's clawed some of that back. Now we're seeing maybe a combination of things coming to the fore here. We've got a question mark about what happened to House. Is he maybe... Was there a fall, or was there something that happened that's perhaps knocked him around a little bit? Or
Yeah, it has to be some form of fall. An overtake with that split time that hasn't changed definitely shows that the pace is there. He's just obviously had a fall somewhere.
Gotcha.
I think if it was an overtake, the times would be a lot closer and there'd be a lot more battling. I feel like something's happened. He may have run over the course. He may have run wide. He may have blown a corner, something along those lines. And that's just given him that possibility to have that quick little slip to get around him, because we're still looking at 14, 15 seconds, and those two now are battling it hard.
And the question mark, I guess, for if he finishes in the top three and is in that stop area with Johnny and so on, and getting ready for the presentation, if you will, that's a question for us. What went wrong there? Avard leading the way from Levi Rossi now. Good resurgence from Rossi after that fall a little earlier, coming into the slow zone. Riley Delaney is fourth. Nate Munro. Declan Smart is sixth. Kai Kinsella, good riding there in seventh. Curtis Morrison, eighth. Jacob Brewer and Trip Smith rounds out your top 10. Got a couple of little questions starting to file through. Why don't we tackle a few of those while we can? So 11 Speed Freak is asking, am I seeing this properly? A 200 to 250cc rider as the overall leader, assuming the 450s are also in the field. Well, this is class-based competition for our juniors with a cap, if you will, on capacity, isn't there?
That's correct, yeah. So no, this only goes up to 250s.
There you go. So you can stay with us, though, if you will, Speed Freak, because some of, let's call them those bigger bangers, they're coming, aren't they? Those bikes are coming up a little later.
And you can't take it away from the 250s. If you really want to give a 250 a hard time, remember that a 250 just got outside the top 10 at Fink.
Nice.
And I mean, that's a crazy thing. Unfortunately, Jesse Ryan on the Gasser isn't here this year, but a 250 has been proved to show that it can absolutely hold it with the best of them. And this year I was hoping that was going to be the same, but it unfortunately just didn't come to it. So it's 450s and 500s this year, and maybe a sneaky 350. I've seen someone out there on a 350 that may be able to swing it harder and wider than everyone else.
A sneaky 350. We like that. What have we got here? Kendall Atkinson. Hey, Rusty, shout out to everyone at Hattah, from Mal, Kenna, Robson, Kenneth and Paddy. G'day, guys. You're all watching from North India. They are about to take on the Himalayas. I'm assuming you're doing that on two wheels. If you are, have an awesome ride. That's amazing. Great to have you with us for the coverage. Thank you. That's awesome.
It's phenomenal. Absolutely awesome.
And Speed Freak saying, okay, thank you for the clarification. There you go. Yeah, we're always happy to kind of let you know what we can along the way in terms of information. So Avard leading, Jet Avard leading by 14.2 seconds from Rossi, but we are in the final stages of this. 1 lap to go. They have been riding for an hour and 18 minutes. Taxing stuff. The conditions might be on the cooler side from a temperature perspective, but just spare a thought for how physically demanding this is, and how much they would have lost in the way of fluids and so on so far in this race.
And the cold is another factor as well, because we were talking about the goggles, how the goggles fog up, things like that. It is a part of it. Obviously, we don't want it to be hot. I mean, that's just always going to be more taxing on us. But cold is hard. It's always harder to drink as well. So hopefully they've got some form of system where they're going through in the pits to make sure that they hydrate enough. Also get some food. A lot of gels will be taken just to try and boost them back up. I saw one of them quickly had a shot of energy drink. So whatever it takes to get you back up and prepped is kind of what you want to do.
And you'll have your own thing. Not everyone likes a gel or a certain flavoured gel and so on. It depends on what you need at a certain stage of the race too, isn't it?
Well, it's interesting. A lot of riders have a lot of issues with gels because it does feel kind of weird in your stomach, and a lot of people get issues. A lot of people like brioche buns because they just break down in the water. So there's a lot of different foods that people take, and I know a lot of people when they come to it, and especially the serious riders, they'll starve off whatever they want before the race. So I know people don't do caffeine and they don't do carbs a week before. So when they do go and eat it and drink it and take it during the race, the body reacts a lot better. I mean, I don't know if that works for everyone, and I am not a dietitian, so I'm not giving advice, but these are kind of the steps that people have developed over the years to help get them through the race.
Written, spoken and authorised by nutritionists.
And our weatherman, Greg Rust.
Exactly, yeah, between the pair of us, we're a great duo, aren't we? That's actually a fantastic shot because we want to get our fans in the venue to all different areas to enjoy it, and that means there are a couple of points where they're crossing the active track. So we have in the high vis there, understandably, some very good people who control and monitor that. We give priority to the competitors, but when it's clear and safe to do so, we allow the fans to cross.
Well, there's a section just up to kind of our right, but up the hill where we're seeing all the bikes come around. It's at a beautiful vantage point, beautiful kind of scenery to be able to see them come through. You get to see them full noise too, especially when the seniors come. The sound up there is phenomenal. It echoes through the little gully, and it's just a beautiful place to be. So at some point we have to cross the track, and it's great that they've managed to make that happen. Obviously tomorrow on race day it's a little different and there's a bit of a climb over situation going on, but here it's great that the volunteers have made a little go stop section.
Love it. Incidentally too, that great crew, Mal, Kenner, Robson and co, there's more of you in that, they are doing that Himalaya ride on two wheels. So I question marked it before. I mean, some people go to that region to, I don't know, trek to an Everest base camp or do something really extreme like that. But I love the fact that you're doing it on two wheels. That's amazing. So let's grab a little something from the vault from last night as we catch up with either one of the teams or one of our partners now.
Rightio, we're down here with Dan Pollock and the team from, of course, Diesel Repair Professionals. Dan, thank you so much for being involved with the event here this weekend.
Thank you very much. No, it should be a good event. So
Dan, Greg Rust with me this weekend, giving us an opportunity to promote what is the region of Mildura here to the world with this fantastic 2026 Millewa Quarries Hattah Desert Race. Mate, great to have him on board.
Well, I mean, I think this is a wonderful, in addition to the race, a showcase of industry. So Segway here, you are proudly from a distribution standpoint, we get to see this vehicle over the weekend, mate, don't we? It's going to be good.
Yeah, certainly. You'll see it go around the track, hopefully do the look lap for the juniors. It should be a good thing.
Dan, there's a wealth of knowledge that you bring within the group that you have with the Diesel Repairs Professional Group. You know, you're servicing and looking after quite an array of equipment that's across the region here in Mildura, and that's the reason why your business survives and does what it does.
Yeah, certainly. From a small engine like your little Hondas through to your big 30-tonne excavators, we do the work. So, yeah, cover a bit of a range.
Of course, having that Segway thing is just so cool, Greg, yeah?
Most definitely, and I was just going to talk generally, kind of like the what you are bringing in a side-by-side sense here is magic. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, so this is the new Super Villain. It's a 2000cc turbo unit, 235 horsepower straight out of the crate, well-performing suspension system on it, ready to hit the ground and go.
And they're probably as much fun, Greg, on the dirt, running around as a bit of a toy, as much as they are a workhorse too, because that's primarily what a lot of this stuff is designed to do, is to get you around the property and help out with what you need to do around the property, right?
Well, and the best thing is that you're putting it in an environment. I kind of used the word showcase there before. I mean, to put it out on the track, great way to do exactly that.
Yeah, certainly. Yep. So this is a race buggy. We do the side-by-sides and four-wheelers now as well. Segway's a great product, and it's a new product and another choice for everyone out there, whether you're a grower, racer or just a hobbyist.
Well, Dan, I'm sure they'll fly the flag proudly for Segway and also for yourself on the weekend, mate. Thank you again for getting on board, being involved with this event this weekend. Can't thank all of those people that deliver things to us one after the other and help us out, mate. On behalf of the team and everybody here, Dan, thank you so much to your business and Segway for being involved here this weekend.
Oh, thank you very much. Glad to be a part of it.
You think I can't break this ground?
You think a girl can't do it?
You think I can't dig deep? You think I can't tear down these walls?
Clear a path?
Build bigger?
go off-road
and turn your lawn
into my territory?
You think I can't make the impossible?
Possible? Watch me.
Watch me.
The Hattah Desert Race is something really special to this region. It brings thousands of people through our backyard, pumps millions into our local economy, and gives locals access to one of the best events in the country. At Millewa Quarries, we've always been about supporting this community. We've worked in this community for over 25 years. So when the opportunity came to become the naming rights sponsor of Hattah, we didn't hesitate. We're proud to put our name on it, and we'll see you out there.
We are on the final lap here of the Junior Big Wheel Race, Hattah Desert Race 2026, and our race leader is Jet Avad on the run home. Bike wide open to the extreme right of the
Look how far
track there.
back he is.
Yeah.
Look at this is what I keep saying. Look how far back he is. Watch him transition now. He'll kind of push his weight a little bit forward. See how he's come really far forward. He'll get out of that corner, gets into that next kind of rut, and then all of a sudden, that's when the explosive, he just pushes all the way back, and now he's on the back of the bike. And that is how you ride a bike out here. That is the aggression that you need to move your body around to be able to have that bike settle, because that bike is going to try and buck you at every step of the way. So it's all about getting that weight back, getting that weight forward, putting it on the right side of the bike, tipping the bike in, really making that bike work in that horribly rutted out situation.
Looked like three very clear options on that corner just a couple ago, maybe like deep trenches, aren't they? And you could pick one of them, I guess, that's now formed, and through you go.
Yes and no. We do want to say to go in a rut, but sometimes the ruts are getting too deep that when you go into them and you tip your bike over, that lower foot peg can drag, and that can slow you down too. And because it gets whooped out, if that rear wheel sets into one of those whoops, it can then really drag you out, which then can create a massive issue. So it's very hard, and he's absolutely on a stonker lap. Like, that is just race pace there. Absolutely phenomenal. Just so aggressive. That stance that he's in, really high. Look at how he tips that bike in, hits that corner.
Get ready for the flag.
There
Great job. Jet Avard does it, takes it out, and already revving it big time. Celebrations begin. Avard wins the big wheel race for the juniors here at the Millewa Quarries Hattah Desert Race 2026. He is happy about it too.
Oh, just absolutely phenomenal.
Here's Rossi. What's the gap in the end? Had to claw back some ground. It looks like being a second place. Tenacious bit of riding here, and even right to the final corner, trying to sneak it up the inside of one of the lappers. Rossi finishes in second. 31 is the margin in the end.
He pushed it out. He pushed that out. That's a phenomenal lap to be able to push out 31. Another 15 seconds on top of that gap that you had was absolutely phenomenal. I'm excited to hear what he's going to say.
Avard has stormed home on that final lap, amassing, just to Jeremy's point there, doubling the advantage from the lap prior. Avard from Rossi. House has crossed the line, we believe, as well. And there you go. There he is there. And so the question I think all the crew will be asking there is, what happened? What went wrong? We'll tap into a bit of that in the post-discussion. Munro to the line now.
Well done. That was a great run from everyone. Absolutely phenomenal. The times are just so fast this year. You were talking about how that track is. Look at his face. That is a man of exhaustion.
Munro's got Delaney. Got to fourth ahead of Delaney. So nice work when we picked up that vision of the 762. What I wasn't certain of was where he was in that battle. Picked up a spot on the run to the line. Good job.
That's disappointment there. That's some disappointment there from Mitch's face. He looks like he definitely had it. Unfortunately, something's happened to put him back. They came in 15 seconds on that last lap.
26
Now
race slips
31.
away. Yeah. What has happened there? Avard, brilliant. And it was close. If you know, we had a moment for Rossi. Obviously, something's gone on for House. If you take a little of that out of the equation, there were moments there where the four of them were all battling away with really nothing
20
in
seconds.
it. Amazing.
Absolutely phenomenal. That's close riding, and that also is a great kind of set of when you are riding in that 20-second break. You'll be able to see them every time you would come over a crest, come over a dune, gone out of a corner, gone into a straight, you would have seen that rider in front of you, and that would have made him hungry. And I guess for Avard to be able to keep pushing and knowing that these riders are behind him, that's a phenomenal effort. And to be able to push all the way to another 30 seconds, another 15 on top, that's phenomenal.
Good day here. The best is yet to come. Jeremy spotting before that I think some of the seniors are starting to line up in their formation area, don't they, where we get them all in their respective divisions and groups, and there are masters in there and and all sorts to think about. So
no, it's great to see, especially this time. They're all going to start getting excited. Now there's also been all the juniors, both big and small wheel. They're going to go line up the track now. They've had their moment. They're now going to watch the pros do it and see exactly what it's like to swing off one of those big 450s, because these kids, I mean, we call them kids because they're only in the kids era, but they're going to be on the big bikes really soon.
Picking up a couple of the others, still fighting the whole way to the line. Love it. So Avard wins from Rossi and House. Munro in the end in fourth, and Delaney, Smart, Morrison, Kinsella, O'Connor and Brewer. They're your top 10.
Phenomenal run. Absolutely awesome. Just to see the level of riding that these juniors have in the big wheels. I mean, the future is so bright now for riding in Australia.
Got a couple of other little bits and pieces coming through. Untamed Off-Road, really enjoying the live stream. Thank you, and it's good to have you with us and recovering by the looks of it from a decent crash at Fink, so couldn't be there this year. That's Lee from LREX Racing, I think that is.
Yeah,
so
well
done.
He raced, but he did another amazing accident. He's a glutton for punishment, old Lee. So thanks for joining in, mate.
Well, I hope you're okay, Lee, and glad you're enjoying the coverage. Rest up and get back on that bike real soon. We look forward to seeing you back here at the race. So
we're looking at the bikes too that have come in. They definitely aren't as dirty as I was expecting them to be this year. They seem to be holding up pretty good.
Might only just keep getting better for our seniors to come. It's been a day of evolution in the track, a day of stories for the juniors. Exhausted.
Oh, beautiful shot there.
Yeah.
Great look at the bike. Really got to see exactly what these machines are too. That's the great thing about that sign is awesome. That sign is phenomenal. I like that one a lot. It really gets to show what these machines are, and that was the great thing about scrutineering last night. We really got the detailed look at so many different bikes out there, exactly what they're made of, like in regards to how steg pegs are set up, where bar positions are, levers, all that kind of stuff, because bikes can vary so much.
Someone having a good look at the bike in the background there, I think, by the looks
Probably
of it.
Dad thinking what he needs to replace, what's broken.
Jet already doing some...
oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
Some content stuff there now. Okay, so what's caught your eye there?
So if we hold it right there, right in the middle of the bike, we're looking at this big metal section that comes off the orange frame. That there's a steg peg. These designs have changed so much. That perfect little design. See how it's quite large? Now, steg pegs is a brand. I don't know what they're called outside of that, but they have evolved so much over the years. Because the chassis and the frames have moved so much, it's really hard. So it's really interesting to see how these guys have managed to mount their ones. A lot of them will look in the deeper part of the field, especially even in the pros. They are a completely different setup. And that also ties into a lot how a rider likes to be positioned on the bike, whether they like to be pushed forward, pushed backwards. This is very important. Oh no, some more riders down.
Within sight of the line too.
No.
Now that is that the 87 of Curtis Morrison? Was that the 7? 87? Just check that number. Now
past the line, okay.
So that's Curtis Morrison, who's 7th in the order.
Oh, so ran into the 920 bike.
Oh. Now I reckon, is the 920 a lapper?
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Need to have a little look there further down the order. Sorry, I need to double check that. Yes, so it is. No, that is correct. So I beg your pardon. That is accurate. I was thrown by the number there and shielded by some of the dirt and mud. That is actually the pair of them going at it all the way to the line. Yeah. Kinsella and Morrison. Look at the number in the end. Kinsella, we're talking 3 seconds.
5.4 to a 5.57. Oh, damn, that's hard. But then the gap between 4th and 5th is large. 4th came in 1:16 behind first place. A 1:16 to 5th place, which came in at a 5:13. So, I mean, that's a good at least 4 minutes difference. That's a big gap.
Big gap. Pretty impressive from Abbard, Rossi and House, though.
Those 4 would have just been absolutely smoking the whole way.
Definitely. Water. Can you believe that? Kinsella and Morrison.
Shuckers for days.
Yeah. Great job by everyone involved here for the junior component of the weekend. This is hugely important to these aspiring riders, those that have the dream of making it maybe as a pro rider one day, maybe as they get these treasured medals, these the memento of all the hard work, for some of them 12 months in the making to be here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. This is kind of, as we said, their big race, their one they want to prep for.
Look at the stories. Already nice exchange there. And we'll go down to Johnny very shortly and soak up some of the atmosphere with the top 3. You'll hear from them. And then it's all about the build-up for you to prologue for our seniors and the top 10 shootout this afternoon. We've got a big kind of 2.5 hours still to come your way. Whatever you're doing on the live stream, let your mates know. Share the live stream details. If they love their dirt bikes and they love their hard enduro, their motocross, whatever it might be, they'll enjoy the Hattah Desert Race. Big day tomorrow, but we set the scene this afternoon for the seniors. The top 10 shootout should be epic.
It does. It sets the mood. We've had the build up with the juniors. We've seen the development of racing. Now we get to see what it all culminates to. And we also get to see what everyone's been prepping for the last 2, 3, 6 weeks, whatever it's been. We get to finally see it in action, and we get to go through the highs and lows of it too, because sometimes it's a horrible heartbreak out there that gets left on the track.
Absolutely. Got to wait for the field now, basically, don't we? So the 226 competitors in this this big wheel section or division. Lots of nice comments from different people filtering through about results for different competitors. Nice of you to do that. There's a message there from Lucas Butcher, just shouting out to a couple of people I think that he knows in relation to their results, including Marcus Street. You're asking, Evan Morris, I think, asking what time is prologue. Well, it's coming up real soon, so around about 2:30 or thereabouts, and we should be underway with the shootout about 3:45. They are East Coast time, so if you're tuning in from Perth, you need to do that based on East Coast numbers. So we're at 2:10 local time here now, so roughly 20 minutes or so, and we will be getting, might even be sooner, prologue underway.
Junior Big Wheel race. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause first for our top three? An epic race here at Hattah. Let's go to our race winner, Jet Avard. Firstly, how does that feel? And give us a sense of what unfolded in that race, because in the first half it was a different story to how it's ended. Well done.
Oh, it feels so good. I've been dreaming for this for way too long now. To happen, it feels so sick. And out there, like the first few laps, it just took me ages to get like a good groove going. And then after I got Levi, he had a tip over in the pits here. And then, I just got past Mitch going down the straight, and I kind of just got in a groove, and I felt really good.
When looking at some of the vision that we could see on the live stream, I mean, groove is a great word for it. It seemed as though you were just in the zone. Were you feeling fatigue at the end? Were you feeling strong? What was that like?
Nah, thanks Shannon, training vault, he dialed off the bike, just getting so fit, and like that's why I can push off the bike. Like I just feel so good, and Jonesy and Chopper at Tunetech Suspension just got the bike dialed. So like when it's rough, I don't even feel it anymore. So it feels so good.
Can we give it, to wrap up this interview, a sense of what this means deep down for you and for the people that are here that have supported you to be at this point today?
Oh yeah, just the people that put in that much work for me just to be here, like Jack Arnold at JM Motorsports. He's just been countless hours in the shed just putting in work after my bike blew up and getting it just absolutely dialed on the rocket ship, and just it's been that good. You got Cox Auto, which is my dad's business. He's been helping me that much over the past few years. He's been helping me heaps. Mum's been doing my meal prep and making sure I go to bed early and stuff like that. All my friends, it's just fun up here and around. Sammy and Lloyd for being just mentors, really, just helping me heaps. It's really good.
Good on you. Ladies and gentlemen, special day for this rider. Please show your appreciation. Jet Avard, your winner. Let's go to second. Levi, I feel this is sort of a little bittersweet in some respects. Can I begin with a positive? You fought back so damn hard there toward the end, mate. Was that just sort of inner grit? What was that?
Yeah, it's just a bit anger issues, I think. When I just tend to crash, I always get back up and go harder. So I think I just pushed hard and got there eventually.
That little moment, I know you're probably going to hate me reliving that, but I mean, it's tricky conditions for everyone today. Was it just that sort of brief moment? What happened there?
Yeah, I just looked back and I just washed the front in the mud, and it was probably silly, but yeah.
Well, you've made it here at the end of the day with real tenacity to finish on the podium. That's still got to feel pretty damn good here at Hattah, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels awesome. It's good to be up here. I still got next year. Maybe we make it to the top step next time.
Good on you. Before we go, a little thank you to everyone who's around you and supported you to get you to this moment today.
Yeah, thanks to all my sponsors, KDM, Paint Tech, Kesner's, Michelin, Thor, Rossi Gear, Get Displays, Seven, and Chris, Dad, Mum, Johnny, and Brad, all the people that helped me. All the boys out there, my brother, they all helped me go far.
Yeah, well read there on the other sponsor list. Don't be too hard on yourself. Second place here today, everybody. How about it, Levi Rossi? Let's go to Mitch House now, and I feel like it's maybe like the one that slipped away in some respects for you. How do you feel, and can you paint the picture for us, because we didn't necessarily see it on the live stream? Did something happen? What unfolded?
Nah, I got off to a very good start and just sent it. Oh, look, to be honest, I'm actually not really used to these long races. I'm a motocross kid, so yeah.
Well, I mean, then to come away with the third, knowing how grueling this event is, that's got to feel pretty damn good on that basis.
Nah, definitely. I got the speed, so yeah.
Good. Well, I mean, lots of people here helped to make this happen. We love the speed that you showed in the first half of the race. That exhilaration must feel good, and how good knowing that you've got the support of these people behind you.
Yeah, Mum and Dad, look, they do everything, so yeah, all to them really.
Good on you. Hey, congratulations, top three at Hattah in 2026. Keep that smile going. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Mitch House, how about a big applause? That, folks, is your top three for Junior Big Wheels. And coming up, the seniors about to head out for prologue.
All right, so that means, as an example, 80, 81, 82, in that order, please, in numerical order in each of the classes. The guys will be here to try and help steer that through, but if you can help them by making sure you come down in numerical order, that'd be greatly appreciated. Rightio, quick notice to all the patrons on site here today. We've had a phone handed in, so a phone that has been lost. It was picked up by a member of the public and brought to us. We've taken it to the merch van. If that is your phone, you've lost a phone here today. If you head to the merch van, that'll be where you'll be able to identify it. If you can unlock it and identify it as yours, then you'll obviously be reunited with it. So there's a phone that's been found. We've taken it to the merch van. If it's your phone, head there to the girls in the merchandising van and they'll reunite you with it.